And good morning to you. Back to you on this Thursday. Man, you know what? 41 degrees never felt so good.
I know. Oh, yes.
When it's like 15,
Right.
and now it's 41. I mean, actually, it feels great out there now.
A lot better.
Comparing all that. But anyway, back for you today, having a short interview here with the Cumberland County Sheriff candidate, and that is Mr. Troy McDuffie. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Troy. It's great. Thanks for having me here this morning.
That's Troy on Troy this morning, guys.
Yes.
So, also producing for us, Reverend Carly Brinkley. And again, a lot of stuff going on, but
Yes.
you know, you have a very extensive law enforcement background. I don't think I know anybody around here that's been successful in many places as you've been. So that's pretty impressive, Mr. McDuffie.
Yes, Troy, I've been around, for over 35 years now.
Right.
With my law enforcement career. Never intended that my career would stretch this long, but we just never know what God's will is.
That's true. Well, you don't look it, man.
Thank you.
You better look than me and Rev.
Thank you.
So, Cumberland County, matter of fact, you've been a deputy before, not here, but you were a deputy in Hope County, correct?
Correct. Let me just briefly go over my career.
Okay.
Again, I started, I attribute my military to the start of my law enforcement career. I started with the military in 1982, spent about 4 years, from 82 to 86 with the 82nd Airborne Combat Aviation Battalion. I left for the military in 86. I was hired by the Federal Police Department about 2 weeks later. From 86 to 2002, about 16 years, I spent my career at Fayetteville, starting as a patrol officer. Actually patrolled, the streets of Murchison Road for about 2 years. Then I moved on from patrol, spent about 11 years in investigation, minus 1 year extent. I left the department in 99, and I took a year's leave of absence and went to Bosnia-Herzegovina, worked with the UN peacekeeping force there for about a year, and then returned to Fayetteville. In 2002, I left Fayetteville and moved on to Hope County when the late Hubert Peterkin took over that county as the sheriff. He brought me in as his chief deputy. Spent about 3.5 years there. From there, I moved on, took over Red Springs Police Department. I was police chief there about 3.5 years. Then the problems, we had the problems in Spring Lake, and I just want to make that clear. I was unaware that there are some folks that still do not understand what happened in Spring Lake and under whose leadership that the problems, when that department was shut down in probably about 2008. But that was under a different administration. I came in 2009 after the department was shut down. I was hired as a police chief to put that department back together, to get its police powers back, and we were successful. On up until 2017, that's when I ended my career with Spring Lake. I retired, and I was retired for about 8 months. They hired a new police chief. Things didn't work out. They asked if I would come back as an interim, and which I did. I returned as the interim for about 8 months, and eventually I ended up staying another 4 years as the permanent chief, and I retired in 21. From 21, I took a second career in the federal system. I was with the VA Police Services. I was deputy police chief there for about 6 months, maybe 6 or 7 months, in which I decided to just wasn't for me, so I went back into retirement, and I've been retired since.
But you're back now.
I'm back.
You're back
again.
So
Yes.
look, law enforcement is definitely in your blood.
It is. That's the thing about law enforcement, and you could probably attest to this. I mean, once it's in you, it's in
true.
you. It's just in my blood. That desire that we have to protect and serve. It's still in me. It will always be in me.
Right. So, what do you see about Cumberland County, that excites you or motivates you to want to get back in the grind?
Well, it is a little difficult, I will say. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed my retirement. I enjoyed just having that peace. Enjoyed my family, extended family. I have a young son now. I'm 62 years old, but he keeps me young. So it gave me that time to spend with my family and take care of my elderly father, which he's since passed. I think the good Lord gave me that break. I needed that break. But I also, stood on the sidelines and always kept up with the events, that are going on, in the county. And I got a call, I will say this, that would kind of brought me back, back on the, sites of law enforcement. Former sheriff, retired sheriff, Enos Wright, we were having a conversation. And, he expressed to me, that perhaps, you need to put your hat back on and, consider, running for sheriff. We talked about it, and probably a week later, I said, okay, with his endorsement and with his support, I said, I'm ready.
Right. Well, of course, you got unincorporated areas that you're concerned with. You serve papers. They got papers. You got the process serving, and you have the security at the courthouse, and
Right.
you also control the jail.
Correct.
But that's the sheriff's office is an important part
Right.
of what goes on here in Cumberland County. And I don't think people realize just how important it is. All of it's law enforcement, but I'm just saying is that the investigative arm and all that, and the actually patrolling is one thing, but it has other responsibilities as well.
Right. And again, yeah, a lot of responsibilities, fall upon a sheriff's office. Nothing, it will not be anything new, to me. Of course, I had some time, 3.5 years, with the Hope County Sheriff's Office as the chief deputy. And, I'm sure you're aware the responsibilities of the chief deputy is pretty much to run the agency, while the sheriff, he's involved in a lot of other activities. So, smaller department, but still, the experience of running the, making sure the courthouse is ran properly, making sure your detention center is staffed and run, properly. That does give me an insight on what to expect, if the citizens of Cumberland County decide that, Troy McDuffie is who they want to lead the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, so, the chief deputy is pretty much like the chief exec.
Exactly.
Inside of the organization, right?
Exactly.
Right. Well, it should be an exciting tenure. I've been following things. I think that as of now, the last time I looked, all of the candidates are inside of the Democratic Party. I don't think we have anybody outside the Democratic Party yet to file.
I think that's correct.
So, it should be extremely interesting to watch all this play out,
Right.
But again, you bring a ton of experience to the table.
Yes.
When the public, when they're framing all that, how do you think they should frame that when they're looking at your total career? And what do you believe that would make you the better candidate?
Well, three things three words that I feel apply to me, and I think my record in my career says that, you know, I'm proven, I'm experienced, and I have that leadership. I feel that it will take that you know the sheriff office needs. Those three things I feel I apply to the job as the sheriff of Cumberland County, which is going to make me a very strong candidate.
Right. Well, so where are you originally from? Are you a native of Cumberland County?
I am. My father moved us here to Fayetteville when I was about 6 years old.
Okay.
So I've been here about 52 years. I graduated from 71st High School. And that's another, I think, advantage that it gives me. I know this community. I feel like I know the needs of this community. I've lived in my community. I mean, I've lived in this community practically all my life. You know, I think, you know, that in itself is also going to strengthen my resume, you know, to lead the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office.
Are there any things that jump out at you when you look at, because I'm sure you like me, you pay attention to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any things that stand out to you that cause you concern, things that might cause
Mm-hmm.
you to say, okay, you know, we're doing this right, but we need to improve on this?
Mm-hmm. And there's always room for improvement.
Right?
There is. But the things that, you know, that I look at, you know, I'm really big on leadership.
Right?
Leadership, in my opinion, sets the tone with how a department or an office will operate. And so I want to ensure that the leadership is experienced, and the leadership, you know, is strong and you know, taking accountability, you know, for any of the, you know, policies that you know, come out of the sheriff's office, and also you know, ensure that there's transparency, you know, throughout the community, and that the community feels that, you know, hey, we are working along, you know, with them, and they are part of the sheriff's office, and there's not two separate entities, you know, the sheriff's office and the community. That was one of the you know, the issues that I saw when I took over Spring Lake. The department had separated itself from the community, and it's more of this us against them. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's happening in Cumberland County. Sure. You know, the sheriff's office is a well-established, accredited, you know, office. I just want to build. I'm gonna build on those strengths.
So now, you know, the jobs you had before, they were little jobs because you were hired, but being elected as the sheriff, which is, you know, that job is inside of North Carolina General Statute.
Correct.
I hate to use the word politician, but essentially you are a politician to some degree.
Right.
If you're the sheriff of Cumberland County. What about that difference now? Because the people elect you. It's
Correct.
a job in that sense. But now you gotta serve the public in a different way, in a sense, than rather just being a hired chief.
Correct.
Or something of that nature.
Yeah. Yes, and you know, I see, you know where you the differences that you're pointing out, but still at the end of the day, I think my past experiences have prepared me, because even though I was appointed as police chiefs,
Right.
still you know, you still have to engage, you know, in the politics, you know, working with the, you know, the governing board, you know, working with the, you know, the managers, still communicating and working, you know, with the public, out in the public, building that relationship. So I don't feel that's going to be difficult, transition for me, because I feel like I've been practically doing it, in the 20 years of executive leadership, of leading agencies, of my career. So I'm confident that transition will not be difficult at all.
Sure. Well, for those individuals that are listening now, your resume is pretty impactful. So
Thank
a
you.
number of individuals have already heard about you, or have actually, they've actually been in positions where you were working over a community that they lived in.
Right.
But what about your statement to the community as to why they need to vote for Troy McDuffie for sheriff?
I'll point out again, just starting out is Troy McDuffie knows this community.
Right.
I think a lot of those in the community are familiar with Troy McDuffie. But just a few bullet points. I just want to continue confidence with the sheriff's office, and I want to strengthen public safety, community, and ensure that neighborhoods have that support. And again, I spoke earlier. My goal is to ensure accountability and transparency, and just build stronger partnerships with this community. And I'm confident that I'm that person, I'm that man that the citizens of Cumberland County can count on if they elect me as the sheriff of Cumberland County.
So how will people reach you? You have your connection points with voters and people interested in your campaign or wanting to learn more about you. What means do you have for people to contact you or learn more about you in social media or wherever, websites or whatever?
All right. Social media, they can reach me, on Facebook. I have an official campaign page set up on Facebook, and also the website is up and running at electtroymcduffie.com.
Okay. And email address or phone numbers or anything like that? Is that inside of that?
It is. All that information. If you go to electtroymcduffie.com, all the contact information is on my website. If you want to support my campaign, that's listed on the website. But any information that you would need to get in contact with me, you'll be able to find it on that website.
Well, Mr. McDuffie, I guess after Friday at noon and everything closed, we'll know exactly what the field looks like.
Right.
All you guys be hitting the campaign trail, and I'm sure it's going to be a very vibrant, exciting campaign season leading up to March 3rd. I believe March 3rd is going to be.
March 3rd, yes.
March 3rd is going to be the
3rd.
primary date. So this is going to be an exciting time. We look forward to that. Notice you're going to be back on WIDU again, and wish you best success with all that you do. You're here, I guess when Sheriff Ennis calls you and tells you you need to get back in the game, I guess that's what you need to do, huh?
Right. Exactly. And his support really has really inspired and encouraged me, to really carry on his legacy, carry on Moose Butler's, the former boss. Both great guys. They've always supported me, in Spring Lake. So I'm up to the task, mentally and physically, I'm prepared.
Sure. Thanks. Well, look, it's going to wrap for Troy McDuffie. He's a candidate for sheriff, running as a Democrat, and you'll see him on your ballot. And again, we look forward to talking to him again. You'll see him around town. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of campaign going on.
Certainly, it's already started. Yeah, trust me.
For real. Anyway, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Coming up next, we're going to have Bill Bowman with Up and Coming Weekly, and we're going to be chatting about a number of things. But anyway, thank you, Mr. McDuffie. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you, Troy, and thanks for having me this morning.
Sure.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. A bipartisan committee of North Carolina lawmakers met for the first time Wednesday to begin the process of examining state laws governing property taxes. During the meeting, Republican Representative Aaron Perret of Wake County said
it's affecting not only potential homeowners, current homeowners, but it's also impacting renters and even small businesses who rent. That cost gets pushed off on them.
President Trump Wednesday announced that servicemen and women would be getting a Christmas bonus.
We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody.
The debate over health care costs is not limited to state leaders, and health care providers say that decisions being made now shape access and affordability for North Carolinians for years to come, as Congress considers the future of the Affordable Care Act subsidies and states grapple with Medicaid funding. Governor Josh Stein.
There's some technical changes that need to be made in state law to ensure that that is not jeopardized. 700,000 of our neighbors have health insurance today who didn't 2 years ago.
The government has admitted responsibility for the deadly mid-air crash between a Black Hawk helicopter and an American Airlines jet near Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport in January. CBS's Olivia Rinaldi.
The U.S. government also admits in this lawsuit that one of the air traffic controllers in the tower did not comply with an FAA order that was governing some of the air traffic control procedure.
The federal government released two major economic reports this week, easing a backlog of data pinned up by the 43-day government shutdown. NC State economics professor emeritus Mike Walden.
The unemployment rate upticked from 4.4% in September to 4.6% in November. So we're having some issues there. And I think the issues go beyond just the condition of the economy.
You're listening to NCN News.
I'm Peter Killeen, WIDU Radio News. A man with a lengthy criminal history facing several charges after illegal drugs and guns were found inside his Fayetteville home. According to Fayetteville police, officers arrested 26-year-old Matthew Ellis McQueen on an outstanding warrant in connection with the case. Shortly after his arrest, police say they executed a search warrant at his home located along the 1800 block of Tryon Drive, resulting in investigators locating and seizing 2 firearms, 1.9 grams of fentanyl, and 119 grams of marijuana. A federal judge has ordered the Federal Emergency Management Agency to restore millions of dollars in disaster mitigation funding to North Carolina, a decision that the state and local leaders are calling a major win for communities across the state. In Fayetteville alone, about $18 million will be allocated to projects aimed at restoring stream banks and repairing 4 bridges. Mayor Mike Colvin saying the funding is critical to ensuring equitable public safety across communities. From WIDU Radio, I'm Peter Killeen.
Happy Friday Eve. It is mostly cloudy today. Rain expected to move in, especially during the evening and night. Highs are in the upper 50s to lower 60s by the evening hours. And tonight it's mild. Lows are in the low to mid 50s. Rain and windy conditions expected. It's mild Friday morning. Highs are in the upper 50s to lower 60s. In the morning, there will be a little rain early, then it's clearing and breezy. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Sometimes the simplest steps make the biggest difference. Washing your hands often, staying home when you're sick, and talking with your health provider about vaccines.
Help keep your family protected against the flu, RSV, and COVID. Simple steps, big protection.
Defend yourself. Get vaccinated to protect you and your family from respiratory illnesses this season. Visit myspot.nc.gov to find yours today.
Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
If you can no longer work because of illness or injury, you should be collecting Social Security disability insurance benefits. Call Brent Adams now for a free consultation. Don't give up just because you've been turned down. Brent Adams has helped thousands collect full disability benefits, even after they've been turned down. Call now, 888-8888. Don't hesitate. Call 8. At Brent Adams and Associates, we make things right.
Greetings, everyone. This is Minister Pamela Ross, the Assistant Treasurer for the FCCMC. And I know you're familiar with that because we have the MLK Brunch coming up very, very soon, January the 19th at 10 a.m. at the Crown Coliseum with none other than Bishop Brian Thompson being the speaker. Come expecting a word from the Lord. And also, please know that if you don't get your tickets now, you may not be able to get one later because this is going to be a phenomenal event and you don't want to miss it. There are tables available and also individual tickets. So you can go to the website or you can contact one of the members. Have a blessed afternoon or evening or morning, whatever you're in at this moment.
The City of Fayetteville's Solid Waste Division reminds you to put waste in its place and recycle right. Not everything belongs in your blue rollout cart. Skip the greasy pizza boxes, toys, clothes, styrofoam, bubble wrap, and plastic bags. Recycle only clean paper, cardboard, bottles, and cans, and help keep Fayetteville safe and sustainable. Learn more at fayettevillenc.gov/recycling.
'Tis the season to make your season shine. This year, give your holiday lights and your wallet a little extra sparkle. Switch from old incandescent string lights to bright, energy-saving LEDs and enjoy the glow that lasts. LED decorative light strings use 96% less energy and can last up to 10 times longer. And here's the real gift. From November 1st through December 31st, you can earn up to $40 in PWC bill credits just for making the switch. That's more sparkle and less waste. Hey, and while you're lighting things up, celebrate the season with PWC at Fayetteville's favorite holiday events. Grab your tickets and head to Segra Stadium for the Fayetteville Woodpeckers Holiday Lights. Or bring the whole family to Christmas in the Park at Arnett Park, a free event powered by PWC and packed with holiday magic. Let's make this season shine together. Learn more about all PWC energy-saving incentives at faypwc.com.
And we're back now again for a version of the Bill and Troy Show.
Wow, well.
Still producing, we have Reverend Collie Brinkley. And again, good morning, Bill, to you.
Good morning, Troy. And good morning, Reverend.
So, you wrapped up pretty good, but, it's a lot warmer than it was when it was 15 on Tuesday, man.
Well, it's going to rain, too, so, hey, it's winter time. People say, it's cold out there. I said, it's supposed to be cold. It's winter.
Look at the calendar.
That's right.
A lot of great things are going on. Before we dive into coming calendar stuff, just want to give applause to our southern neighbors down in Robertson County, who on yesterday, inside of the $900 billion spending bill, they put their tribal recognition, and it deserves our applause.
I think so too, Troy. They have been for decades working to be recognized as a legitimate tribal nation, and when President Trump signs that bill, it is going to be a great day in this community.
That's right. Well, he promised them that he was going to do it, and by golly, he got it done.
Well, that's true, but there was a lot of promises over a lot of years, and it never happened.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why some people saying, look, other presidents have tried, other legislators have tried, and they were unsuccessful. We don't think he's going to be able to do it, But look, all of that doubt becomes a reality. So it's passed the House and the Senate, and the only thing that it requires is his signature.
That's right.
And because he's already promised it, there's no doubt he's going to sign it. So
yeah, that's it. That's it.
Applause to them.
It's about time.
Right. I'm told that they already have property set aside on 95-74. 74 runs.
For a casino?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be good, because I guess in talking with you, you made the point. Well, I said that there's so many casinos now popping up all over. They're building a new one in Charlotte. They just did one, I think, in Kings Mountain. Danville is only 2.5 hours away. You can shoot straight up 95 to National Harbor. But after you cross that on 95, there is no casino.
That's right.
So I think it could be, well, it sure the heck be better than south of the border.
Well, I'm 70 years old, and I have never been inside of a casino in my life. Even when I was a young kid, 18, 19, and I was stationed near them, I just never had, that was never my flavor. So I don't know what they look like. The only ones I've seen is the ones that they have on TV. I've seen TV shows of them, but I have no idea.
Troy, you're talking to a connoisseur of casinos, and I can tell you right now, you're a much wealthier man in both instances, right?
So if I'm gambling your money now, I go.
Well, look, you mentioned the version of the Bill and Troy show, so I think we need to tell your listening audience that we are working on a unique program that's going to follow the journalism pattern of the Up and Coming Weekly, to create a show that's going to be on weekly prior to our publication coming out. And what Troy and I are going to be talking about is everything that's relevant in this community. We're going to tell you what's going on, where it's going on, who's doing it. We're going to be talking about the issues, the relevant issues. We're going to be bringing in guests that are top of the mind people, who are very involved with this community, so we can communicate to the community not only what's going on, but why it's going on, so they feel better about living here in this community, enjoying the quality of life and the amenities that we've got to offer. And Troy has been writing with us. We've had you in our paper now for almost a year. It's being very well received. Of course, you have a history over a decade with the Fayetteville Observer. You're bringing in good perspectives, and that's what we want to do for this community. And Troy, I appreciate you and Mr. Cookman, coming up with this idea.
Excellent. Well, we're excited about it, and certainly I do enjoy writing for the Up and Coming. You all don't try to tell me what to write about and what not to write about. You're good editors, and it's opinion piece. So when one is writing an opinion piece, allow the opinion writer the latitude to express their opinion, and I appreciate that.
Well, a lot of people will say basically we're the last man standing when it comes to real journalism, and basically it's because Up and Coming Weekly is a unique publication. If you're a reader of Up and Coming Weekly newspaper, you'll notice that it covers the wide spectrum of this community. I mean, we've got writers that are conservative, we got libertarians, we got progressives, we have blacks, we have whites, we have gays. I mean, it's open for everybody who's got something to say. And the secret sauce is it's all first person. All right, we don't say he said, she said, they said, which is all the slop that you get on social media now. Matter of fact, the Webster Meridian Dictionary, I think it's correct.
Right, that's right.
The most popular word of the year they declared is the word slop, and that's because of all of the nonsense that's dilute social media. I mean, it's slop. So now, for years, we've been telling people, you got to be careful. You can't believe everything you read on social media. But Troy, now with AI, you're not going to be able to believe what you read or see. You know, with the way that's developing.
Because they can make it up.
That's right. Absolutely.
And they can put a body and stick Troy or Bill's head to it, and
That's
it
right.
looks just like us.
That's right. Now they could make me look a little better, but in our newspaper, you know, you'll notice that everyone's got a photo and a name and a bio to their articles. Okay, sure. and that's because we want our readers to know who they're talking to. Right. Okay, so when it comes to arts, entertainment, health issues, issues in the senior community, education is a big thing with all that's going on with FTCC and Fayetteville State University and Methodist College. And I'm telling you, Miller Mott's coming on strong with vocational options for people. So I'm excited about working with you in developing this program. We're going to be marketing it. We're going to be promoting it. We're going to be promoting the podcast so people can go on at any time and, see and hear what we're talking about. And on Tuesday, it will be the preview of what's coming out the next day in the up-and-coming weekly.
Sure. And particularly, you make mention of Methodist University and, that medical school, man, that's incredible for our community. I mean, that's a plus there.
It's huge, and it's going to really help us as one of the things that's going to get us out of this Tier 1 situation that we're in. Speaking of which, you wrote a great perspective in Up and Coming Weekly this week, talking about the city and the county and how they're starting to work together, which I think was very, very appropriate, because we surely can get a lot more done in this community if we had better communications. I think Kirk Deviere, now as chairman for the second year, which is a first time I think that's ever happened, is providing the type of leadership, common sense vision, okay, that this community needs. And I'm going to tell you right now, the city can learn from what they're doing over there. Okay, so I'm really glad to see that they're starting to communicate a lot better.
Yeah, and, of course, Mayor Colvin and Chairman Deviere, that I've been watching this thing for a while myself. And this is something that is somewhat unique. Matter of fact, on the 30th of this month, Tuesday, the 30th, we're looking for both of them to be behind the microphones right here in the studios. And so they will have a joint show. And I think that's probably a first as well. Getting those guys in the room together, it's huge. But for the benefit of our whole community, that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I was very glad to see that that was brought out. And there's so many other good things happening in this community. One of the things, with us doing the new show in the new year, there's a lot of things going on for the new year. One of the things I wanted to talk about, too, is the New Year's Eve event that we're having over at Gates 4 this year, okay? The celebration that we're having over there. We're having a psychedelic 80s. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that?
I can see that.
On the air? Can you see it on the air?
I got you.
You got that? All right. And we're putting together one heck of a party where everybody can dress up, in their 80s outfits, and they can come and have great food by Two Brothers Catering, and we're going to have dance contest and costume contest and door prizes and gifts. I mean, it's just going to be one heck of a way to bring in the new year. And I want to make sure that all the WIDU listeners know that they can get tickets to that on FayettevilleDinnerTheater.com, and come and join us out there, because if you haven't been out at Gates 4, Troy, it is absolutely beautiful. Okay, and it's also a place where the Fayetteville Dinner Theater and Gates 4 host a free concert series for this. This will be the 6th year for all the residents of Cumberland County. They can come out and enjoy a very beautiful setting, for a free concert with some of the best bands on the East Coast.
So you're saying that's FayettevilleDinnerTheater.com.
That's it. FayettevilleDinnerTheater.com is how you get the tickets, or they can call them directly at 910-391-3859. That's 910-391-3859. But yeah, if they haven't been and they were looking for a good time, there's all kinds of packages, and even one that includes limousine service door to door, so they don't have to worry about driving.
So, and the time frame for that is going to be what?
Now.
I'm talking about the time frame to at this on the eve of the new year.
Oh, it starts at 7 o'clock. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
right.
yeah. It's 7 until. We're going to have a champagne toast at midnight. We're going to have a mimosa breakfast after the toast. So we got a great evening planned out.
Okay, well, great. Well, number of things going on. Is something downtown this year too?
There is something downtown. I think the Cool Spring District and the Downtown Association are planning their big event at Festival Park. I think that's called the Circus, something. And they're bringing in outside acts, and that will be for New Year's also, and that is a free ticketed event. Okay, so Anna White has written a great article about that in this issue, and she has all the details about the acts that are coming in, and all the food vendors and everything is be going on for New Year's in downtown. But that's going to be at Festival Park.
Right. So we're running downhill for 2025, and we're getting ready to run uphill for 2026. What do you see? What are we getting out of, and what are we going into?
Well, that's an interesting question. Nationally, on both sides of the political spectrum, everyone's talking about accountability. Okay, right. Accountability. On one side, they're saying it's a buzzword. On the other side, they're saying, well, you just have to wait and see. But I think next year, Troy, is going to be a banner year for everyone, regardless of what your political persuasion is. And I say that because when you look at what's happening in our country, whether you like our president or not, it makes no difference. You cannot bring in trillions and trillions of new industry and dollars into our country and not affect the quality of life of all Americans. You cannot address the major issues that are being addressed for all Americans now, all right, and not see a benefit. And what's happening as we leave 2005, all these things, all these changes, all these developments are on the table, ready to be initialized, okay? They haven't taken effect yet, but they will, okay? And you have to give it time for all those things to trickle down, okay? If we're not paying taxes on Social Security, that will show up. If you're not paying taxes on your tips, that's going to show up. All these things are going to happen, and that's going to affect our quality of life. All right, and you take some of the the monies that are flowing in just from the tariffs. I think the president just gave every member of the armed forces a $1,300 Christmas bonus.
Saw that last night, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing.
It is.
You know, that is absolutely
And they deserve it.
amazing.
Right.
And they do deserve it. And there was talk about issuing $2,000 checks, you know, to Americans. And before COVID and the PPP, I would think that was almost impossible. But during the COVID, and that's what they did. They sent out checks to people to keep them busy. So from a humanity point of view, I think we're going in the right direction. I think our judicial system needs to tighten up. I think our law enforcement needs to tighten up, you know, because there's way too much violence going on, you know, and almost unexplainable. You know, this thing with the Jewish community is baffling, not only to me, but to many other people, that in the 21st century, how can we have this type of anti-Semitism? I just don't understand it, and a lot of other people don't. So hopefully going into this season, going into the new year, affordability will become absolutely real for all Americans so they can experience it. And I hope to see us get a handle on some of these other major issues.
Yeah, well, you know, it's going to be a lot going on politically as well. So, because the primary is March 3rd, so we're not really, that's kind of like attached to February. So, as this month grinds out, in 2 months, we're going to be in a primary election. And, you know, now there's a primary, I think, on the Republican side for the U.S. Senate, but there's not a primary for the Democrats. But, you know, that race is probably touted to be one of the most expensive races ever for people running for the U.S. Senate, with Cooper and whomever the challenge chooses to be, you know, on the Republican side.
I agree. And here locally in Cumberland County, there's going to be a lot of changes, I think,
right.
with the county commissioners
Board
and
of Commissioners.
all the people running at large. Oh, my goodness.
Sheriff's Office.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And, you know, you got the school board is on there. It's going to be quite interesting.
But again, we're seeing a change of leadership style, Troy, okay? And again, it's coming from, I think, basically from the new Board of Commissioners,
right.
All right? And if that can permeate down, okay, all right, when you've got people that care about this community, who have vision, who are intelligent, who can read a spreadsheet, for instance, and who can analyze what's going on, okay, as opposed to shooting from the, shooting from the hip. If this can trickle down, I think our future looks pretty good.
Yep, it does. Well, look, we got about 3 minutes left for the top of the hour. Again, anything you want to say to folk? I think you may not have an opportunity to be back on with us before Christmas.
Hey, I do want to say one thing. We have just finished implementing a grant from the state of North Carolina to promote Kidsville News educational resources throughout the Cumberland County community to all students in all schools, okay, to provide the educational resource free. So when you see these big bright yellow boxes out there, not only can you pick up and coming weekly, but these new boxes are also going to have Kidsville News in there that addresses literacy, it addresses all the STEM subjects, and a new section we just added on nutrition. So these are free to the entire community. They can get as many as they want, all because people up in at the legislature saw how important it was, and that was led by Representative Diane Wheatley. So we're staged and ready to go. So next year we'll try to get this publication into the hands of every K through fifth grade student, teacher, and parent in the entire county. But we're very, very excited about that.
Right, great. Well, look, those youngsters out there, they get them pumped up. That's that's the greatest resource we have right there.
It most certainly is.
And I think that we always need to be conscious of that.
Well, what people don't know is Kidsville News actually originated here in Cumberland County and now is in several states across the nation. And the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction uses Kidsville News, a publication that we started here in Cumberland County, working with our Cumberland County school system. They use Kidsville News in every elementary school across the state for the end-of-year testing for comprehension, which is a real feather in our cap, and they've been doing it for 7 years. So I don't expect them to stop anytime soon.
Great. So. Well, look, it's going to be a wrap. Stay warm. And I might not see you, but I'm sure I'll be talking to you before.
We got to get our program together.
That's right. We're going to go.
We just made the announcement. We got to do something.
This is true. Looking forward to that. But look, exciting times. So 2026, Lord bless us. It should be like totally awesome.
Thank you very much, Troy.
Appreciate it. Look, we're going to get out of here, guys. Come around next. You're going to have Reverend Chris Davis, Reverend Dr. Chris Davis, also chairman of PWC. He's coming up next with the group. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here on WIDU, 1600 AM, 99.7. We'll be back.